Yeah, record to the cloud. Okay, perfect. Yay, everybody. It's Monday and it's daylight savings, and so everybody's a little off today. It's been a really interesting day all around. But I am so excited that we have a special guest today, one of our very own, Buffy Hegler, sales coordinator. She is an extraordinary sales coordinator who is strong in POB, who just did some pretty amazing things last month, and I'll let her tell you more about that as she goes into her training tonight. But she found a book that has made a big impact on her business. And, you know, we always try to share good ideas, right? So we're going to learn from her tonight about what's working for her. And I invite you guys to all take a step, you know, in that direction. So Buffy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Well, hi, everyone. So great to be on the call. Hello. Mwah. Massive love and respect to all of you. And thank you, Melissa, for letting me share my excitement about this book, because it is a game changer. And so there's just so much. I don't even know where to start, but I'm just going to start with this author. Her name is Mel Robbins. And when she came to this epiphany, she was 41 years old. She was basically unemployed. Her husband had gone for his dream of having a restaurant business. He left corporate America. He's like, I'm going and I'm going to pursue my dream. And she was like, no, you're not. You're going to do the responsible thing and go get a real job. And because of fear, right? Fear set in immediately. And that's where immediately her brain went to. And I'll go into more of why I touch on that in a moment. But basically, she had pretty much put herself into a habit. And that habit was hitting the snooze button every single morning, several times, multiple times, for like 3 months. And all she needed to do was get up, give her kids breakfast, get them off to the bus, and look for a job. Well, 3 months into this, she is sitting on her couch, and she does a brilliant job of setting the stage, obviously, because it's her story. But and when you listen to her book on audible.com, it's like 7 hours and 30 minutes or so. So I'm going to do the best I can in like 20 minutes to just give you some really massive nuggets that have helped me, and hopefully they'll help you. But I'm just going to say right now, you want to listen to this book. You want to read this book. I'm listening now for the second time, and I'm still pulling out just chock-a-block aha moments is what I'm finding. And so basically, she is sitting and watching a NASA rocket launch. And maybe some of you have gone through this, but first I want to see your mugs. Like, can you hold up your mugs? I asked all of you on the Zoom, if you have your mug, a favorite mug, woohoo, good. I'll touch on why I asked you to do that. And that's okay. It's all right. I still love you. There's no judgment here. So she's like, that's it, Mel. I'm going to launch myself out of bed like a rocket. I'm going to get up and I'm going to get those kids to breakfast. I'm going to get them there onto the bus on time, and I'm going to look for a job. Sure enough, the very next morning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she gets up. First time in 3 months. Now, since she has written this book, 8 million people have had impact by this book. 11 people have not committed, have not taken their life. There's so many things that have happened with this book. And so again, I encourage you to read it.
What's it called?
So what is she doing? In this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she launches herself out of bed like a rocket. And she's like, whoa, I haven't done that in 3 months. Granted, this woman is putting herself to bed with 2 or 3 Manhattans every night, okay? And she does it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up out of bed, Mel. And she does it. She does it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She gets herself out of bed. The point for her was, this is stupid, but it's working. I'm getting myself out of bed for the first time in 3 months. So then this launches 3 years of research, where she goes in and she tells you all about how the science behind this, all of that is why it works. So what do we know? And and we've gone, I know some of you have gone to a lot of inspirational speakers, coaches, and all of that. And sometimes when you start listening to multiple different venues, there's a common thread. What are our brains designed to do? Our brains are designed to keep us safe, keep us comfortable, keep us ultimately alive. And so anytime we have something that comes and it's not comfortable, we hesitate. And it is in that 5-second hesitation, you either one, talk yourself out of that action, or you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you go. And you take that step. And that is what I've been doing with my business. And I've been doing it even with little things. Like this one woman, writes in where she's like, oh my gosh, since the 5-second rule, I have cleaned my entire house. I've done 7 loads of laundry, and now the kids aren't even home yet, and I get to do whatever. And so it's basically, and we've heard this in multiple different settings, but it's pushing yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. And it really boils down to these tiny micro moments. And it can be as simple as a decision. It really is that decision she's saying where you can, let's use an example of you're in a relationship and you're having a discussion, and all of a sudden your feelings start to rise up, and in that micro moment you can either lash out and blow it, or you can learn how to control your emotions and make a tiny decision to shift what actually comes out of your mouth that could be a catalyst to making your relationship even better. So how does this relate to our business? Perfect example. Today, this happened literally today, 3 hours ago. I am talking to my gardener, and I'm asking him if he would be willing to use the yard trash cans for our yard clippings instead of my trash cans that my trash go into, because I don't have enough room right now for my regular trash can. And then I ask him how he's doing, and he says, oh, I'm doing all right. I've got some aches and pains. And I said, really? I said, well, double up on your Juice Plus, man. And he's like, what? You guys, I honestly thought we've had a conversation and that he was already on Juice Plus. I seriously did. And I was like, wait. And then I started to go, like, I started to have that moment, like that micro moment, like, oh crap, I don't want to turn this guy away. He's my gardener. I'm going to have to let go of him pretty soon because we're going to be doing yard work. We're going to be redoing our backyard and our front yard. And so he's going to be on a hiatus for a while. And I'm like, oh, don't blow this. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, well, yeah, Juice Plus, haven't we talked about it? And I totally used your line, Melissa. And he's like, no, we haven't talked about it. And I was like, well, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Honestly, it's changed my life. And he was like, well, yeah, I'm totally into that. Tell me more. Bring him into my kitchen. Next thing you know, he is a Trio customer. And he walks out of my house with his 7-day supply as a thank you. And so if I hadn't 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shifted my brain, and she'll go into that too in the book. When you count backwards, it shifts something in your brain where you're like, kind of like, oh, wait, what? And it gives you that tiny micro moment that is the way she says it, to take that step. And so doing that in my business, it's like popcorn. Popcorn is starting to pop. I'm getting customers. I'm having more confidence. And so how do we build confidence even? She talks about that. How do you build confidence? You have all these great ideas in your head, but you don't take action on it. It's like that. It's like the knowledge action gap is what she calls it. We have the tools. We have the startup checklist. We have everything we need in order to propel our business forward. But for some reason, we hesitate on taking that action per se. And I'm truly speaking from my heart. There's a lot of you on this team that this may not resonate to because you're doing it, right? But for me, it was that knowledge action gap. I would just freeze. I wouldn't just ask. And so now that I'm asking, I'm getting customers and it's happening. I 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's as simple as even working out. You know, what do they say? The hardest thing about working out is getting started, right? You're in your warm, cozy bed. I mean, it's been really cold. This morning, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get out of bed. Now, granted, I had someone meeting me at 5:30 in the morning at a park to go run as well, so that was motivation also. But what's another action thing that this book has taught me that you can use right away tomorrow morning? Hitting the snooze button. Science actually shows when you hit that snooze button, you actually put your body into sleep mode physically. And so for 4 hours, you have sleep inertia, is what they call it. And so if you have to hit the snooze button, or if this is something that you're in the habit of doing, and let's just say by happenstance, you are, after tonight's call, you're like, nope, that's it. I'm going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get my rear out of bed, and I'm going to rock it. Whatever that is for you on your DMO. Whatever's on your DMO, you're just going to kill it. You're not going to think about it. It's that, nope, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to call that person. And you're going to speak from the heart, right? So getting up out of bed, let's say you hit that snooze button. How do you not screw yourself for the next 4 hours tomorrow morning? So Tony Robbins, we've all heard of him. He has this thing called immersion baths. Mel Robbins, she has a cheaper version. It's called a cold shower. Okay? For her, she puts her arm in, gets that water splashed on her face. That's good. She's awake and she can move out keep going on the rest of her day. For me, it's half of my body and now sometimes my entire back where I'm like, okay, and I'm not kidding you. I'm literally breathless. I have done this 20 times at least now because I'm trying to make this micro decision that's going to be a catalyst for so many other decisions of my day. And I am literally like out of breath because the water's so freaking cold, but I'm awake and now I'm like ready. So then I get downstairs and I do all the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Mel Robbins does not have her phone next to her bed. By the way, she was in 2016 the #1 sought out public speaker. And so she is also a CNN commentator. So she will have to answer her phone in the middle of the night or whatever, but she still has her phone in her bathroom because we all are creatures of habit. And she herself knows if she has her phone next to her, she will hit that snooze button and she will have, another sleep cycle and then wake up and then feel defeated. And so she has her phone in her bathroom. She hits the alarm off. She washes her face, brushes her teeth. She goes downstairs, pours her cup of coffee, and she has her time to think about what her intentions are for that day. Now, us in our business, we take one day of the week and we plan out our DMO, right? What are we doing for our next week? What are we doing for the month? What are we doing for the year? Some of you even take it to 5 years, which is amazing. What is her point? She does not get on her phone until she's had her time for herself to set her intentions for the day. Because as soon as you check email, as soon as you start answering texts, the day is no longer yours. You are succumbed to answering those emails, answering those texts. So give yourself, she calls it the 30 before 7:30 for her. Give yourself that 30 minutes to truly sit down and focus. What are your intentions for today? And that's where she starts. And then, again, reading the book, she'll go into more, how you can be more successful in your planning and all of that. She talks about procrastination. There's 2 kinds of procrastinations. She talks about how she rid herself of 25 years of anxiety. So not only is this book going to propel you in your business, but it's going to propel you in your life and whatever it is you want to propel yourself to move forward and get accomplished. And it really does boil down to these tiny 5-second rules. And for some of you, it might be 3 seconds. There's one person that commented on her book that for him, he has to count backwards 3, 2, 1, because in that 5 seconds, counting backwards even, he'll talk himself out of it. So you want to, You know yourself better than anybody else. You have incredible intuition. You have amazing ideas, and you have dreams. And this for me has just seemed to be an awesome catalyst to just those tiny decisions to move those things forward. So what have I done? I'm adding new customers. But not only that, we remodeled 1.5 years ago, and I finally finished. I'm 95% done with my family wall because I finally was like, no, I'm going to get this done. Like whatever those things that you have on the list of your to-do list, what's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it, you know, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not this, I'm not that. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just get started. That's all she asks. You've got, right now, I'm not even going to turn my computer around because you can barely see the floor in my office. However, tomorrow, because now that my family wall is done and all of those family picture photos are out of my office, I can focus in this area and move forward on the things I want to get done. So don't hit the snooze button. If you do, ice cold shower. And set your intention for the day. Motivation is garbage. There's another thing. Our brains, again, we like what is comfortable. We like what we know. We don't like to be uncomfortable. Did it really take you a hard time to pick your mug? Was it a hard decision? No. I asked you to pick something that you liked. I asked you to pick something that had a meaningful memory to you or whatever. Or maybe, maybe it wasn't a mug or anything, but maybe it was just the color. Maybe the color that you pulled from the cabinet might not have been your favorite mug, but you're like, you know what? I freaking love this color red. That's what I'm going to use for tonight's call. There was no decision. There was no hesitation because your body likes it. Motivation is garbage. You are not going to feel like doing things that are comfortable, that are uncomfortable. You're not going to feel like doing things that are scary. How do you trick your brain out of that? You 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it. It really is that simple, and you just get started.
Poppy! I took a ton of notes.
4 pages of notes here that I want to share with you. But honestly, it's you have to read the book.
Well, I want you to share the story again, if you can, of really how this showed up in a big way in your business, because, and I don't want to just draw it to this one particular transaction, but really it was a huge transaction. And I think that there was something in the timing of the school and their decisions, but also your readiness, because you had read this, you had like that skill, right? And the way you shared it with me, you were like, I just but I just said it and I was so bold, and I was so proud of you because you need to be bold. We all need to be bold. We have something to be so proud of, and so really the more bold we are, the more confidence that comes with this, the safer it is for the people on the receiving end to make a decision, frankly, So when we hesitate, they hesitate. You never see how that kind of goes together?
You're absolutely right. So 4 or 5 years ago, I had been planting seeds about tower gardens. And, the whole thing with our business is we are the farmers, right? We plant those seeds, and sometimes those seeds fall on soil that's not ready. Sometimes it gets blown away. Sometimes somebody else takes that seed away, whatever. But this particular incident, I have been wanting tower gardens in our school forever. And so finally, I just kept asking. And then when I spoke to our school, he's supposed to be a superintendent, but they changed the title, and it's like the head of school, something like that. Anyways, I said, and this was in passing, and it was so quick, you guys. I just said, so I remember you saying something that you wanted to do, like planter gardens or something like that. Have you found someone that's gonna head that up? He's like, yeah, me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, do you think there could be a time where maybe we could meet? And he was like, yeah. So we meet, and I present to him the towers, and he basically says, so which company do you think, what brand of Tower Garden do you think we should go with? And I was like, well, Tower Gardens, Juice Plus, these ones. Like, and he's like, oh, okay, so I'll call the company. And I said, no, I'm your point person. I will be the one to take care of you. And honestly, you guys, I was pooping Twinkies in my pants that actually came out of my mouth because I was so quick and bold. I didn't even let him breathe. I was like, no, I'm your person. And that's not like me to be that bold with someone that I really don't know. And my husband is the chair of the school board, so they work together. And I really didn't want to screw anything up. I was like, he's new to our campus. I have a clean slate with this guy. However, I don't want to screw it up. But I was bold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, I'm your person. And so now so in that moment, he's like, okay, well, send me the information. I'm thinking, I tell Melissa, it's maybe 3 towers. Mm-hmm. I get the email and it was 9 towers. Like, be bold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your brain wants to hesitate because your brain is doing what is comfortable. Trick your brain, count backwards, and just take the step.
And bravo. And honestly, there's so many teaching moments just in these 2 stories that you shared. 1 with your gardener and 2 with the superintendent, because in those 2 moments, you had the assumption that they thought that they knew that you were involved in the business somehow, and yet neither one of them did, right? So how many times, my question to everybody in the group is, do people, that's why I put out that live video last Friday, and if you haven't watched it, please do. Like, I'm asking you the question, is it part of your identity? Are you sharing that with people? Do they know that this is something you're proud of and it's something that you do and you're the person to contact, right? Because we are in a massive growth stage right now. And so people are going to be looking, and I hear this all the time, like it makes a lot of sense to them, but then they go to the website or the internet, and you're like, wait a minute, I was the person. And it's because we're bashful. And and somewhere in that delivery, we're not saying profoundly, hey, listen, I've been a rep with the company for X amount of time. Share your story, right? Share your story. And in those moments, that's where it all comes together. But I'm so proud of you, because it would have been so easy, Buffy, to have let that go into no man's land, and instead you captured it. And because you captured it, now not only did you get the sale, but you get to be the point person for your children in this experience in their school, which is going to be so incredible. And I know you as a person and as a teacher, you're going to be able to really step front stage, or center stage, to really help them through this experiment, this whole science experience. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So yeah.
I have one more story. I have another story to share with you really quick. So last week, I don't know what, it was our regional where someone was talking about Instacart. Anyone use Instacart? Is it back east? I don't see any hands. I got hands shaking. Okay, it's a free grocery delivery system. It's an app. And so this particular person at regional was saying it saves her 3 hours a week because she's having someone else do the shopping for her. Amazon does it too, I found out. Okay, so my Instacart guy, he's dropping stuff off. And I'm going, so do you believe in multiple sources of income? What else are you doing besides this? He's like, well, I'm a music therapist. I'm like, really? And I said, well, and no, that's when I had said, well, do you believe in multiple sources of income? And well, obviously he does, right? He's a music therapist, whatever, and he's delivering my groceries on a Tuesday night at 8:00, right? This guy is totally open to multiple sources of income. And guess what? He moved here to California. I don't know where or Southern California. I don't know where he came from. He's like, I'm totally interested in health. I just lost 100 pounds. So you guys, opportunity is everywhere. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just ask, right?
And I want to encourage everybody right now for this week, challenge yourself, the one person on your chicken list, write their name down right now, because you want them on your team, and you've been afraid to ask. Write their name down and practice it and see what happens. And I just, I have a bunch of them right now that I'm kind of cultivating and working around, but I have to just pick up the phone at this point and be like, okay, we talked about it. Where are we? How are we doing? And are you open? Are you open to taking a look at the business? Because I really am in the process of building a strong front line. And I thought of you, right? I thought of you because you're special. I thought of you because you've got great energy. I thought of you because I love spending time with you. I thought of you because Like, oh my gosh, think of how much fun we're going to have together. You know, I don't know if it's for you or not, but would you be open? And it's as simple as that. It can take 10 seconds, but it's the 5-second countdown that's going to get you there. And, you know, the more of that we do, right? And if they say, yes, I'll take a look or whatever, then schedule a 3-way call. That's it. That's all you do. Great. What time are you available tomorrow? You know, and then schedule it with, you know, myself or your upline leader. But it's just in those moments. It's everything you said, Buffy. It's springboarding from that contemplation state into action, right? Because we can sit there and think about it all day long. And it's the activity and the action that's going to get us to where we want to go.
And you have those moments, you're like, I just want to ask that person. Yeah. I was at a restaurant and I'm looking over and I'm like, I know that guy. And my husband literally saw it on my face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you know who this guy was? He was my science professor from when I went in the university, who gave me my letter of recommendation for when I became a teacher. And he just got a scholarship from NASA because he's working on interstellar travel. And I'm like, I need you to be a mystery dinner guest for me. Some of you know what the mystery dinner guest is. And so it's going to happen. I'm telling you, like, guys, this all works in every facet of your life. I'm so excited for all of you because I tell you, I promise you, put this into action and you're going to have awesome things just start coming into fruition. And I cannot wait to hear how you use this with your business, because I promise you, you get that. Maybe I should ask. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ask the question. So I love you all. Massive love and respect to you. Melissa, thank you so much for letting me share this, because I'm telling you, it has been awesome.
I'm so glad, Buffy. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions for her before we wrap this up? And I just we glanced over the title, but it is the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. Is that right?
Okay. Yes. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it through Audible, probably through a free credit. And I'm kid you not.
I was trying to do while we were talking here, but I'll have to have you.
If everyone just pulls up Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Type in the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a number 5 in gold.
Yep.
And then when you want to purchase it, you'll have, it'll say Kindle version, paperback version, audible.com. May or may not come up. If it does come up, it's because you already have the app. If it doesn't come up, you're going to want to get the app. I think the first 30 days of audible.com are free. Whatever you download during that 30 days, it is yours to keep forever. I highly recommend, if you don't get any book other than this one in this free 30 days, this is the one.
Okay.
So it's about, like I said, it's about 7 hours, 30 minutes or so to listen to. But does anyone have that programmable feature on your washing machine where you can put a load of wash in, get everything set, and then delay it for like 5 or 6 hours? If you have that feature, that's another game changer for me. My laundry gets washed at 4 in the morning. I'm up by 5. I take that laundry, I put it in the dryer. I go do my run. I come back from my run. The laundry's ready to fold. It's not even 6:30, and I've got a load of laundry folded, ready to get put away. And I'm listening to books during this time. Now, some of you will do your laundry and call and do your business. It's however you can fit this book in on those cracks of time. It's going to be a game changer. But honestly, the crux of it all is just counting backwards and just get started.
Awesome. Can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Hi, Buffy. Thank you. That was awesome. I have the book on audio, but I don't know if it's on audio, so that's why I have to check it out, because I use the Hoopla app, which is an app from our local library here in New York. So I just want to tell anyone, your local library usually has, like, ours is a free digital app also, and I can borrow 5 titles a month. I don't think this one's in audio, but I have it in like my saved section, ironically. That's why I'm like, I know what she's talking about. So I'm going to do what you said, but thank you for all the tips. Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm going to be getting boxers of, I had my cold shower today.
Well, the snooze thing you said that I was like, oh, I'm so guilty. Like I do this all the time, you know. I set that
Totally
intention and then I just don't do it. And it's, for me, it's having my sneakers and my, like, you know, outfit ready. If I can get into those, then I can go. Cause then I like to get up and just to go start my day walking and come back, even if it's just around the block, you know. That tends to get it for me, but I so appreciate this. Thank you, Buffy, so much. Did anybody else have any other questions, or you guys all good? Jen?
No, I was just going to say that this is, it's great to, first of all, Buffy, thank you. And this is an awesome change for that. I mean, I don't know you that long, and I only like met you in Indy, but I remember sitting there talking about the bartender.
No.
Even after conference, the bartender, we were texting about the bartender, and like, this is great. Like now you would be all over him. You wouldn't let him go.
Nothing happened with the bartender. He was not interested in Juice Plus, and that's fine. But what it did do is it gave me confidence.
Yeah.
And that's what this is going to do for you. When you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just take that step, and you, as silly as it sounds, you get up out of bed without hitting that snooze button. You have just built confidence in yourself. And it's those little things when you call that chicken call, you're going to build that confidence, and that confidence is going to just continue to build and propel yourself forward. And that's what's so freaking awesome about this. We all will start with this rule at different places, but it's going to, I don't see how 8 million people could be wrong. And I might have that number wrong, but I remember it being ridiculously high of people all over the world, you know, having a massive impact with this. And those of you that know Deanna Christofferson, her book club has gone through this book. And I've met other people, you know, sideline buddies who are like, totally changed my life. You know, people are actually having the courage to talk to doctors about their Juice Plus business, whereas before they didn't have the confidence to do it. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't have the confidence, or I'm afraid, or this, that, or whatever, I'm telling you, this is your book. This is your rule.
And sometimes it's not even the fear as much as it is just like, it's just an action step of like, oh, I'm not necessarily afraid to call these people, but I don't because I'm procrastinating or whatever, right? So, you know, using it in that way too, where it's just like, okay, I just have to get this done. I have to get this off the list. I've got to move on to the next piece of what I have to do, right? And then
motivation is garbage. And she says that several times. Like, if you're waiting to feel motivated, forget it. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, waiting to get motivated. Totally guilty. Totally guilty. I'm waiting to get motivated. I'm waiting to feel like I want to have a team. I'm waiting to feel like I want to be the person to introduce Dr. Du Bois. It's like, whatever it is that you're waiting for, motivation is garbage. Just get started.
Awesome. Yay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hopping on.
Thanks,
and
Buffy.
I've got this recorded. So if there's team members that you want to listen to it, make sure that you tag them in the post when we get it up there. Okay. Have a great week, everybody. A lot of activity. And I do just want to say for everybody in the Western side of things, which there aren't many on here, but we do have Dr. Du Bois tomorrow night. We have on the 28th, we've got Steve Shapiro, our West Coast Regional Director, at my house in the morning, 10 a.m. for coffee and croissants and fruits. We want to bring prospects to that. We want to bring team members, even if they're inactive, to that. Really show him a nice warm welcome. And then the following evening on the 29th, he is he's presenting down in San Juan Capistrano. Am I saying that right? San Juan, I always forget, the golf club down there. And then I get to wrap it up with the business presentation, which is pretty exciting, and it'll be fun. So yeah, and we have some free appetizers and whatnot down there that evening as well, which is going to be really nice for everybody to kind of come and mingle first. So lots of stuff happening, and then we're gearing up for conference. So hope you guys have a great evening, and keep your ears posted on Voxer. There's a lot going to be coming down. Have a good night.
Night.
Bye.
Thanks, Buffy.